Lifeline from Dev's 3-Minute Games is an interactive story about an astronaut who has crash landed on a moon way out in the black in some galaxy somewhere, right? So this guy, Taylor, has managed to find only one frequency for communication, and it happens to be the one linked to your smartphone. You end up being his only companion for both, like, advice and company as he adventures his way on the desolate rock, trying for survival and perhaps rescue. The story of Lifeline from Dave Justice, accomplished writer of The Wolf Among Us, is super high quality, really engaging, but that is not what makes Lifeline special. No, the key twist is that when you tell Taylor to go visit like that rock that's way out in the middle of nowhere, right? It will actually take him 4 real life hours to get there, and you can't do anything to advance the story until then. Now, you'd think that this would be super annoying. You know, like, I paid a whole $1.99 for this game. How dare you taunt me with this freemium pay or wait crap? But it's not like that. You can't pay to hurry Taylor along. Instead, having to wait while he takes a sleep overnight or he attempts to bash in a door somehow gives him the weight of seeming real. I ended up connecting with the guy and, like, caring about him a lot more than I generally do, you know, with fictional characters.
Violet! It's turning violet! Violet!
Whenever Taylor's finished with whatever it is you've sent him off to do, he'll send you push notifications on your phone, which really does have the feeling of, like, transmissions from space. Patience is bitter, but its fruits are so sweet. Having to wait to find out what consequences your well-intentioned advice has wreaked on Taylor's life actually gives the game kind of a intangible seriousness that causes you to be totally hooked through the end. Like, for example, once Taylor was considering sleeping next to a generator that was warm with radioactivity, and he asked me if he absorbed this certain amount of rads overnight, if that would actually cause him harm. I actually, literally, pulled up Chrome and Googled it. Because I cared about him. I wanted to give him the best advice possible. And there are multiple endings, many of which are, no spoilers here, pretty dire. So if you do manage to kill off your little astronaut buddy, the game gives you the option to rewind in time a little, or a lot, to go back and make better decisions. My partner and I ended up playing Lifeline at about the same time, and were approximately synchronized in terms of the unfolding of events. So Taylor became like this constant background topic of conversation for us, which was goofy fun for a handful of days. Was just a handful of days, though. If you make decent enough decisions, don't kill off your little astronaut too much, you're diligent about responding to him, then Lifeline will last 4, maybe 5 days max before you get to the good ending. At which point the game does give you the option to, like, rewind in time to any point in the story, and give it another go, find out where it can fork. But that honestly felt kind of disingenuous to me. I mean, I really cared about the Taylor guy, and if I were to rewind and purposefully sabotage his mission, it just feels a bit too sadistic for my taste. One other spoiler-free complaint about Lifeline is that in the first half of the game, there's a lot of decisions that seem really critical, that directly lead to branching off forks of the storyline. Things sometimes as obvious as, do I go right or left? Whereas in the second half, the plot thickens, and good. However, a lot of the decisions seem really watered down, like the difference between what happened and are you okay, which just leaves me feeling less involved in what's actually happening in the storyline. I'm currently trying out the follow-up to Lifeline called Silent Night, and fingers crossed that there will be more critical decisions so I feel more directly implicated in what happens to my wayward astronaut friend. Thanks for watching, yo! I do recommend Lifeline to anyone who's ever read Choose Your Own Adventure books. That's most of you. Or anyone who's ever wanted to go to space camp. That's all of you. Go ahead and snag it right here for either Android or iPhone. And if you'd like me to deliver fresh hot pizza to your doorstep, go ahead and subscribe to this here channel. I'm not saying I'll do it, but you can dream.